Hello everyone and welcome back to Move Daily Fitness. My name is Stratton and for today's workout, we're gonna be hitting our legs. So today's gonna be a 3-circuit workout and we're gonna be doing each circuit for 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds in between, and repeating each one 3 times. For that workout today, you're gonna require that variety of dumbbells. As always, here's the dumbbells I'm using, but keep in mind these are just for reference and to lift within your own abilities. I'm also gonna be using a bench. However, if you don't have one of these, I will show you modifications for that as well. I'm gonna start you with a warm up and we're gonna end with a cool down. All right. All, legs, everything. Are you ready to do this one move daily? Me too, let's go. All right, let's warm up our legs here. I'm gonna brace myself up against the wall and do some front and back leg swings. All right, and I'm gonna bend my knee and open up the hip. Good, I'm gonna go to that other leg and start off with some leg swings. And I'm gonna bend that knee and do some hip rotations. Good, all right, I'm going to do some torso rotations. All right, and I'm gonna do 6 body weight squats. And 1. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good, all right. There are your first 3 exercises. Grab those dumbbells. Let's get going, shall we? All right, starting us off, we're gonna hit a dumbbell or goblet squat. I'm going to hold my 30-pound dumbbell, feet about shoulder width apart. Hold the dumbbell in a goblet position. We're gonna drop it down low, pause at the bottom. Down low, pause at the bottom, drive through your heels up, squeeze those thighs at the top. We're gonna move into a RDL, Romanian deadlift, coming up. Good. I'm gonna grab my other 30-pound dumbbell for that RDL. Here we are, feet about shoulder width apart, slightly less. Bring that weight down by your shins, sticking that butt out, feeling that stretch in the hamstring, popping up. Pushing out that butt as far as you can go. Make sure you keep that back flat. And I'm gonna use my bench coming up for a glute thrust. If you don't have a bench, you can just use the floor. Good, all right, I'm gonna grab my 35-pound dumbbell for that glute thrust. Here we are, shoulder blades on the back of the bench, if you have a bench. Weight on the pelvis, feet closer together. Thrust up, squeezing at the top. Down low as far as you can go, and up. Good work. All right, set that down, and we're gonna go into round 2 with the goblet squat. I'm gonna hold the same weight. Got my 30. Get ready. And drive. Good, all right, going into the RDL. Got that same weight again, the 30s. Get ready. Good. Going back into that glute thrust. Got my 35 again. And work. Squeeze. Good. All right, back to the top, around 3. Goblet squat. Whew, starting to sweat. Hold the same weight. And work. Going into that RDL. Are my 30s. Get ready. Good. All right, into that glute thrust. And work. Good. Get out of that. Put those dumbbells away. Grab a sip of water. There are your next 3 exercises. We're gonna be doing a pistol squat on the bench. So that will be 1 foot up and squat and up. If you don't have a bench to do a pistol squat on, then you can just do front lunges, alternating front lunges. All right, grab those dumbbells, join me back. All right, I've got a 20-pound dumbbell in my hand for that pistol squat. So again, that's gonna be 1 foot out, as far as we can go, as straight as we can get it, and squatting down on the bench. Again, if you don't have a bench, do front lunges. So here we are. I'll call halfway, then we'll switch. That's half, let's switch legs. And we're gonna go into a suitcase squat after this. Good, all right, suitcase squat. I'll hold my 20s. Feet shoulder width apart. Dumbbells to your side. Drop it down as low as you can go, up, driving through the heels. We're gonna go into a kickstand deadlift coming up. All right, kickstand deadlift. I'm gonna use my 20s. We're gonna have 1 foot in front of us, and our back leg is gonna be on our tippy toes, kind of like a kickstand. We're gonna put all the weight on our front foot. Bring that weight down by our shins, I'll call halfway, then we'll switch legs. So down, all that weight is on the front foot. Feel like good stretch in your hamstring. That's half, let's switch sides. Good. All right, back to the top with that pistol squat. Sticking with my same 20-pound dumbbell. I'll call half and then we'll switch legs. And remember, it's super important that we don't just drop ourselves onto the bench. We slowly lower ourselves. All right, that's half, let's switch legs. Good, all right, into that suitcase squat. I've got my 20s again. Get ready. And drive. Good, all right, going into the kickstand deadlift. I've got my 20s. Get ready. And work. And that's half, let's switch legs. Good, all right. Back to the top for round 3, into the pistol squat. Get ready. And let's half, let's switch legs. Good, all right. Kickstand deadlift. Got my 20s again. or suitcase squat, sorry. Here we go, suitcase squat. That was a close one. All right, now the kickstand deadlift. Whew. Back to my 20s. Good, alrighty. Let's put those dumbbells away. Grab a drink of water. Maybe wipe your head. I know I need a sweat towel. All right, this is the next 3 exercises. Join me on back. Alrighty, last circuit. We're gonna go into a sumo squat pulse. I'm gonna hold a 20-pound dumbbell. We're gonna go in a sumo stance position. My toes are slightly pointed outwards. I'm gonna hold that dumbbell between our legs. We're gonna drop it down low, pulse at the bottom for 2, and then up for 3. So down, 1, 2, and up for 3. We're gonna go into a reverse lunge coming up. Make sure you keep that back flat. Squeeze those cheeks at the top of this movement. All right, I'm gonna hold my other 20-pound dumbbell for a reverse lunge. Here we go. Remember, all that weight's gonna be on our front foot, and we're just bringing that back foot there for stability. So down, we're gonna drive through our front foot heel. We're alternating legs. We're gonna hit some calf raises coming up after this. I'm gonna do them on my hex dumbbells. You can do them on any elevated surface, or if you don't have an elevated surface, just stand on the tippy tops of your feet on the floor and squeeze. Emphasize the squeeze at the top. Good, all right. I'm gonna bring my dumbbells down here for our calf raise. Start off in that stretched position. And come up, squeezing at the top. Remember, if you're bracing yourselves on something like a dumbbell rack like I am, try not to push yourself up. I usually just place a few fingers on the rack and just hold myself there for stability. We're gonna go back to the top for round 3, coming up. Good. All right, back to that sumo squat pulse for round 2. Did I say back to top for round 3 before? I think I might have. That was my bad. It's round 2. Get ready and drop it low pulse. 1, 2, up on 3. Good. Going into the reverse lunges. Got my 20s. Get ready. Good, all right, calves. And work. All right, round 3, ladies and gentlemen, third and final round. Woo-wee. Let us bring it on home. Got that sumo squat pulse. And work. All right, reverse lunges. Good, all right. Calves to finish this off. Whew. Let's bring it on home. Last exercise. Doing good, we're about halfway. Ten seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and done. And you have moved daily in your leg day. Are you sweating? I'm sweating. Whoa, all right. Grab a drink of water. Join me for a quick stretch if you can. Alrighty, let's stretch things out, shall we? I'm just gonna go against the wall here, stretch out my thigh. Oh, or my quad, my thigh. Whew, how was that for you? It was good for me. I can see some leg veins going on. It's always reassuring. Switch sides here. But what's not reassuring is this little heat vent that pumps down hot air on you when you're trying to do legs. As if I don't already get sweaty enough. It's like being in a sauna. All right, I'm gonna stretch out my hamstring a little bit here. Well, another week in the books. How are your New Year's resolutions doing? Are you a resolution person? Are you sticking to them? If you are, that's great. Love it. If you aren't, that's okay too, but do better. All right, that is it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna grab some water, grab something to eat, and I will see you all in the next workout.